Hello there, I'm Smiley, developer of Smiley's Combat Realism Overhaul. In this video, we are going to go over some of the effects and changes to the vanilla Skyrim game using this mod. But first, I would like to thank you for showing interest in my mod, and soon, I hope you will be enjoying Skyrim in roughly the same way that I do. Simply put, this mod changes how the game feels. It's going to be deadly. You will die a lot, then you will die some more. The damage you take and the damage enemies take has been edited for realism and immersion. No more will you hit an enemy 100 times and barely put a dent in their health. All NPC health has been normalized. Some NPCs will have greater health. For example, a dragon will have roughly 750 health, versus in the vanilla game, a dragon would have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, or even more health, which is totally ridiculous. But that's about the strongest enemy in the game. Most enemies will have less than about 110 health, and all humanoids will have 100 health. Draugr, maybe 150, most vampires are going to have 120 health, but the weapon damage has been doubled, so killing a humanoid at level 1 is about 5 to 6 hits, and once fully leveled and one-handed, it will take about 2 to 3 hits, if that. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and hit that install button after you've downloaded it. Now it's going to present you with a couple different options. Just go through those options and read very carefully and figure out which options best work for you. Alright, once we hit that finish button, you just kind of want to make sure you go into your plugins section in the Nexus mod manager and just ensure that the Smiley's Combat Realism Overhaul is indeed on the bottom of the load order. Now if you're using locational damage, I would recommend that you place that below my mod. That way all conflicts are resolved. Alright, so jumping into Skyrim with the mod enabled, the first thing I would like to talk about is aerodynamics. I personally own a 40-pound recurve longbow, and that's a mid-powered bow. Real combat warbows are usually in the 80-pound range. In vanilla Skyrim, arrows fly in an extremely unrealistic way. First, they drop entirely too early, and second, they are way too slow. This is due to developing the game with an arcade sense in mind. It just appeals to a wider audience if it's easier to dodge arrows. In reality, you wouldn't be able to dodge an arrow unless the person firing the arrow is really far away, or if you're anticipating where the arrow will land. With Smiley's Combat Realism Overhaul, this is corrected. And if you notice, these arrows are not in the same place, and that's because different arrows will be flying in a different way, so not every arrow is exactly the same. This brings a different variety of gameplay into Skyrim. It makes you pay more attention to which arrows you're using, and some arrows you're going to be more used to, and other arrows you're just not going to be able to hit your targets because you haven't practiced enough with those arrows. And that's what it's really like in reality. Some arrows just aren't going to be your best friend, and then other arrows will fly exactly how you want them to. The next thing I thought that really needed to go away was the health increase option on level up. There is no reason anatomically that one would be able to take more arrows to the face or be stabbed more times if you become more skilled in something. If you're more skilled, then you wouldn't have gotten stabbed in the first place. Enough said. This one is a simple alteration. In vanilla Skyrim, your stamina would decrease too fast when running around. Let's be honest, Skyrim is a big game, lots of running. And in real life, with armor and weapons, and if you're out of shape, you would at least be able to make a full lap around a medium-sized building while sprinting. And finally, here's a quick example of what it's like, as combat-wise, at level 28, taking out a whole fort by yourself. It's pretty freaking awesome.
You picked a bad time.